Hey guys, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this is daily living healthy daily healthy living. Oh my goodness gracious, it's been a busy day. I wanted to do this video for you guys this week to show you. I know that the summer garden season is over, but not only did we have a fairly fruitful garden season this year, knowing that it was our first garden this year, but we've already been talking, Dan and I've already been talking about what we want to do for next year. So I wanted to share with you and show you kind of what we did this year. I was really proud of my husband. He is very much into gardening. It's not just me. In fact, he's sometimes more into gardening than I am. And so I'm going to show you just what he put together, what he built, and how he did this. And then I'll show you some of what we planted and kind of share with you a little bit about our goals and intentions for next year. It's going to be so much better and even bigger. Let me see if I can flip the screen and we'll see what we do here. You guys, it's kind of hard to see what I'm referring to, but I'll kind of show you here. We actually had a table. It was a concrete table that was in our backyard when we first moved here, and you guys can see all these little rocks here. You can kind of see a little bit better here. Dan basically went through and smashed up that table and just created just a whole bunch of rocks on top of what we kind of had sitting there anyway. It was basically kind of a pile of rubble. And you can't see very clearly now because it has overgrown since he started it. But last spring, he came out here and he literally built a, let me see, hopefully you can see it, an edging around here. You can kind of see here, he built an edging for the garden with those rocks. So if you want to start a garden, your first garden, it doesn't have to be fancy. And then he came up to here, and this is the entrance to it. There's no rocks here. And then again, just went around with the rocks all the way around. This is a compost bucket. So again, if you want to start a garden, it doesn't have to be super fancy. You can make it really simple. And just get started, and then each year add on to it and just make it what you want it to be, because each person's garden is different, right? I'm trying to record out here. Hopefully you can hear all the pretty birds and stuff. Okay, so we originally had here, you can't see it very well, but there's actually strawberry plants here, and we also have a couple of grapevines that we've grown. It is overgrown, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but I just wanted to show you what we did this year and what we accomplished. Sorry, I've got string on me from the garden. Okay, sorry about that. And then we had corn. Now, corn didn't grow very well this year at all. We did get a few husks. We only planted a few. We did get a few husks, but they did not do very well. We live in a farming community. We've definitely noticed that even the farmers here, because of the season we've had, hopefully they're going to grow better than what we did. But we pulled our husks out. We did not get a lot of rain this last summer. So when we did pull our husks off, it was like half grown and half not grown. Honestly, our biggest thing that we did really well with this year was our tomatoes. Now, Dan actually had even a couple more of these fence lines up. He pulled some string along here to kind of keep it up because, as you can see, our tomato plants went crazy. And this isn't even anything compared to what we had. You guys can still see some of the tomatoes. Sorry, trying not to zoom in too much for you. You can still see some that are still growing. We have already pulled so much from here. We've dehydrated a lot. We've eaten a lot. But our tomatoes were definitely our biggest sellers growing this time around. And next year we're going to do it even a little bit different. This is all tomato. And it's just like a bunch of patches of different plants that he grew. He strung them together because it was just so full and so tall and growing up. Again, next year this is going to be different. But we had anywhere from the cherry tomatoes like this to big tomatoes, which most of them we've already plucked and pulled. We do have a few in here still left. And then also we grew some spinach and squash. We did pull a few. That did not grow as well as we'd hoped. Next year will be better. But the one thing that did do fairly okay for us this year was we grew green pepper, which we have never done before. Here is some that are still kind of trying to grow, but we won't be picking these because honestly the season's basically kind of over. These would have, oh see, they're just falling off. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in for you. Falling off just because they stopped growing. But these plants here, these four here, sorry, this is my first time kind of trying to do this with my phone camera like this here. We got a handful of peppers, and we've never done peppers at all. So honestly, I was absolutely thrilled that we even got peppers. We used them in our cooking, and they were so good. We also had other squash and different things in here, but this middle part here, between here and the tomatoes, it just did not do as well as we had hoped this year. He actually did have a couple more of those lettuces cropped up in a V this way so that the vines could come up, but it still just did not grow as well as we had hoped. This here, you can see this vine here. This is actually pumpkin. It came out of the bed here. I just saw this today. We were trying to grow some pumpkin. We're not big Halloween people, but we thought it'd be kind of fun to grow some pumpkin for the pumpkin seeds, pumpkin, pie, and maybe if our grandkids wanted, that are local, wanted to decorate a pumpkin, if they chose to do that. Honestly, my daughter hasn't shared whether or not, but we don't even know if we're going to get any pumpkins, and we don't know if they're going to be doing pumpkins this year, but we thought it'd be fun to at least try and grow them, at least get the seeds. And so yeah, again, we got like green peppers, obviously a lot of tomatoes. There's my dog eating some of the greens. Squash, we planted squash. Next year, we're going to do the tomatoes again, and probably even more, but we're going to have it more organized. We're going to put in some beds out here. I don't know if you can see here, but where that bed is, the bed that Dan created, all of this property here is ours too. Even going back behind here, this is all ours. And then all of that property in front of you that you see, and the property back here is all our grass. We have so much room to grow even more garden, put more beds in. We would like to get to the point where we are sustaining on this all year round, and not just canning some things, but preserving them, dehydrating them. Some of them we will freeze, but we're also going to be doing some other things with it too, so that we can store it downstairs in our basement. And I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's not canning, but it's fermenting. We're gonna be fermenting some things too, and apparently fermenting is even better than canning. So we have a lot of things. Even we're gonna be growing some, hopefully, potatoes next year. Our potatoes did not come out well this year. But let me go ahead and we'll switch gears here. Again, this is all of our front property. There's our motorhome here, and there's obviously property where the motorhome is sitting, but all of this could be garden if we wanted it to. This part back here is ours. So this again, up just kind of up to this point. This back piece over here is the neighbors, but up to this point here is us. And then kind of where that tree is, just on the other side of that tree, all that, see where the fence ends? All of this here on this side of the fence is ours. So there's a lot of room for garden growth. And so a lot of that, there's so much room for garden growth. We would honestly rather grow garden and have plenty to live on all year round, and do homesteading with canning and preserving and all those really great things, than have more yard to mow. We would also love to have some animals for stuff like that, but we do kind of live in town, so we can't really do that here. But we can certainly do a lot with the garden, and then find farming for meat and different things like that from the farmers out here. We've only been here for about 2.5 years. This was our first garden here since we moved here. This is just the beginning. I'm super excited to share with you guys just the process, homemaking of breads, and not just the foods, but getting away from chemicals like we've talked about in the previous video. There's so much content, you guys. I'm super excited to share with you guys this journey, making so many different things, homesteading, and just living of your own, chemical free, and doing that sort of thing. And I know that the garden didn't look very nice right now, but I just wanted to kind of show you what we did accomplish this year, and kind of our goals and what we have available to us to even expand out for next year. Tell me in the comments down below, you guys, if you grew a garden this year, how well did your garden do? What did you plant? What did you produce? What are you doing to preserve it during the year? I want this channel to not only be what I'm sharing, but I want you guys to give feedback too. We can all learn from each other and share with each other what we're learning, growing, and I'm just super excited about the community to be built here. Please do subscribe, you guys, and give this video a thumbs up if this is the help to you. I'm just going to sit down here for a minute, talk to you guys for a second. A little bit easier to talk with you when I'm sitting. Do feel free to subscribe, you guys. I just started this channel like not even a week ago, and I hesitated doing it because I thought, you know what, I'm not sure, because there's a lot of people who homestead already, have videos up, but I do know that my channel could reach some people that those channels don't reach. And I love community when I'm doing my reselling business and my reselling YouTube channel. I love the community there. I love the community about learning from each other and helping each other and being there for each other and tips and thoughts and feedback. So I want that to be here too. I want not only me sharing with you what I'm doing, but exchanging information. And when I glean something from somebody else and I use that information, like I just used a cookbook from another gal to make an absolutely wonderful dessert, I will share that with you, and I'm going to tell you where I got the dessert from and give her credit for the book that she put together to put those out. We're also going to be doing another jour haul here soon. I got to place another order. I made bread for the second time, and we will be making bread together. We're going to be making laundry soap, homemade laundry soap. I've already been kind of figuring out hair things and stuff like that. I've got some things in order. I'm waiting for them to come in. I will share with you those things. Just all different things, you guys. The different stuff that's going to be going on this year with canning. And just talking about even just getting chemicals. What chemicals do? What do they do to our bodies? Where do you... What things have chemicals, certain chemicals, and what does it do to us? So there's just a lot of great content. But again, I just wanted this video to be, like I said, I know it's kind of a raw garden right now because of the fact that that part of the season is over. But I wanted to just share with you what we did start out with. Again, your garden doesn't have to be fancy when you start out. Just do something. And I know that we're already past the summer season, but just kind of be thinking in your brain for next spring. We actually, when we did this garden this year, you guys, we did not plant everything in the garden. We actually did starters in a grow tent in our house. In fact, you know what? Okay, you guys, I'm not going to share with you absolutely everything here. This is a grow tent. Last year for Christmas, I was asking my husband, Dan, what he wanted for Christmas as one of his Christmas gifts, part of his Christmas presents. I'm just going to open this a little bit more for you guys so you can kind of see a little bit better. And he told me that he really wanted a grow tent to start out our garden. And the reason why is because now the tent didn't come with all this stuff. I bought him the grow tent, and then he added the shelving and all the lights. He set all of this, the fan up and all of this, because you do have to have a certain temp. But we literally, everything that was outside, you guys, was started in here in starter pots. And he grew it in here during the early spring season. These are some green onions that we're growing right now. This is basil that we're growing right now. But all of this, most of what you saw outside, the peppers, the squash, all of that stuff was started in little pots in here. We grew it in here for weeks before we transplanted it. It warmed up enough outside to put it out in the garden, and we transplanted it to the garden outside. So everything was actually started in here. Now, I'm not sure how much of that we're going to do again next year, but this was how we started everything. The basil's already starting to bud, but it smells so good. Again, this is kind of how we started. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And then again, this is just a grow tent, guys. That's all that it is. Again, basil, green onions. We had a whole lot of other stuff in here too. You can see some of our seed plants over there. So yeah. Okay, you guys, so I just kind of want to top this video off for you. That grow tent, like I said, was something I bought for him off of eBay as one of his Christmas gifts. He was so excited when he received it. And not long after that, he kind of started putting all the seeds together, pots, the potting soil, put the system together in there for the fan to be able to vent it out and everything. I don't know what all he did in there. All I know is that he put it together. He invested in it and took care of all of that. And I'm just super excited about what he accomplished with that, because that helped us to pre-start some of our plants for outside garden this year. Again, I'm not sure how much of that we'll have to do this next coming in 2024, but yeah, it really doesn't take much to get a grow tent like that. Again, you can just get them off of eBay, and then just get the grow lights, and just the the stands and all that. Get your plants, your seeds, and just start prepping for that part. So guys, I hope this was a help to you to see kind of literally just starting out with gardening. Again, it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be extraordinary. Just start somewhere, figure out how you want to do your garden, how you want to plant it if you're just starting out. And even if you just grow a few things starting this year and then add on to the next year and then the next year, this is an ongoing thing for healthy living, right, guys? That's partly what this is about, is living healthy from here on out. Be able to grow your own foods, having just fresh, organic, raw foods to be able to eat, and taking care of yourself that way. Okay, guys, I hope this was a blessing. Please do subscribe. I'm excited about growing this channel. Spread the word about this channel. If you know other people who want to be chemical free in their home, so I'm trying to figure out where to look at the camera. Be chemical free in their home, between laundry care, your bathroom care, your kitchen, making things from scratch, gardening, how-tos and all that. Please feel free to subscribe. Share it with other friends, other gals. Homesteading. Just basically homesteading, guys. Doing things to make sure and maintain your home. I'm looking so forward to the next video, guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care.